Have you ever wondered why the classic American vacation seems to be all about the road trip, the station wagon, the map, and not so much about the passport? Well, today we are going to unpack the really unique and honestly kind of surprising world of how Americans travel.
I mean, it's a feeling we've all had, right? You get back from a trip, and instead of feeling rested and recharged, you feel like you need another vacation just to recover from your vacation. It's that exact feeling that's going to kick off our whole exploration today as we try to figure out what a vacation really means to Americans. All right, so first up, let's take a look at the big picture of American travel habits. And, when you do that, one thing becomes super clear, and it's this fundamental truth about where Americans, well, where they choose to go. Yep, you guessed it. For a whole lot of Americans, the number one travel destination is America itself. Domestic travel is just huge. And it makes sense, right? The country is so massive, you can go to places like Alaska or Hawaii, and it feels like you're in a completely different country. And even just on the mainland, the diversity is just, wow, it's immense. And this really drives that point home. I mean, think about it. On the East Coast, you've got the hustle and bustle of New York City, a true global hub. Then you fly clear across the country to the West Coast, and you're in LA, the heart of the entertainment world, with a completely different vibe, a totally different climate. It's seriously like visiting two different countries, but you never once had to pull out a passport. So why do so many people choose to stay stateside? Well, it really boils down to two things: tons of options and just plain convenience. The US is so big and diverse, you can find pretty much any kind of experience you're looking for, from mountains to beaches to massive cities. And the best part? No language barriers, no major culture shock, and for a lot of people, no passport required. And this quote, wow, it just perfectly sums up that whole passport thing. For a huge number of Americans, the country is so big and has so much to see that the whole idea of traveling abroad and all the paperwork that goes with it just never even comes up. Okay, so let's break this down a bit more. We're going to look at three super common types of American vacations. You'll see the whole range from just a quick day trip all the way to a big trip. First up, we've got the simplest kind of getaway there is, the day trip. It's awesome, right? Super spontaneous, no need to pack a bag, you just get to explore something new without any major commitment. And this little snippet of a conversation is the perfect example. Someone's like, hey, let's do something outdoorsy. It's about a 130-mile drive, just a couple of hours in the car, you pack a lunch, and boom, you're hiking in the desert. It's a whole adventure, and you can still be back in your own bed that night. Okay, so taking it up a notch from the day trip, you've got the classic weekend getaway. Now, this one takes a little more planning. You're probably crossing a state line, and you're definitely staying overnight. So here, you can see it's a planned, maybe romantic trip. It's all built around something special in the region. Like seeing the fall colors in New England, you gotta book a place to stay. It's definitely a step up from the day trip, but it's still totally manageable and not too far from home. And finally, we have the big trip. Think spring break. This is where things can start to get, well, a little complicated, especially if it's your first time even thinking about leaving the country. And then, suddenly, this number becomes really important. That's the extra fee you gotta pay to get a passport rushed. For someone who's never traveled internationally before, that moment when you realize you need a passport for that spring break trip, it can cause some serious last-minute panic. And that cost is just one of those little hassles that makes staying in the US seem so much easier. So, with all the stress, the cost, the hassle that can come with a big trip, it is absolutely no surprise that a totally different kind of vacation has gotten super popular, and that's the staycation. Okay, so what exactly is a staycation? It's actually really simple. You take your vacation time, but instead of packing bags and heading for the airport, you basically become a tourist in your own city. It's all about finding those cool spots right in your own backyard that you've probably always meant to check out. And honestly, when you put them side by side, the appeal of a staycation is, well, it's obvious. You're trading in the stress of booking flights, waiting in airport lines, and rushing from one tourist spot to another for the simple pleasure of exploring your own city at your own pace. The whole point shifts from where you're going to what a vacation is supposed to be about, actually unwinding and recharging. But here's the thing, a good staycation isn't just about lounging on your sofa. The real key is to treat it like a real vacation. That means you officially take the time off work. Hey, maybe you even book a nice hotel in your own city to really get in that vacation state of mind. And from there, it's all about enjoying the good stuff, the pool, the hot tub, room service, and finally visiting those local restaurants and attractions you've always said you'd get to.
All of this kind of leads us to a bigger, pretty fascinating question. It really makes you challenge the whole idea of what a vacation is even supposed to be.
And this quote, it just gets right to the heart of it. For so long, we had this idea that a real vacation meant you had to travel far, far away. The more miles, the better. But people are starting to question that now. Like, why should distance be more important than the actual quality of your time off?
And that's really the big question I want to leave you with today. When it comes down to it, is a vacation's value measured in miles or is it measured in peace of mind? It's definitely something to think about the next time you're planning a trip, whether that's halfway around the world or just across town. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.